Two giants, two different perspectives, right? Well, everyone thought billionaires think alike. But in the case of Elon and Bezos, that's not the case. While one guy is selling off all of his personal belongings and moving on to small cabins, the other guy here is making himself a whole real estate imperium. Yes, what exactly is Bezos planning to do with all of these houses that he's purchasing? With all that has been said, what do you guys think about Bezos' intention? Why don't we take a look, huh? Hey, folks, welcome back once again to another exciting episode. So why wait? Let's jump straight into the content. Yes, as we were speaking, the Jeff Bezos-backed real estate investment platform has increased its purchases of single-family rental properties in several American areas. Through its online platform, the business Arrived Homes buys single-family homes to use as rental properties and then offers shares of these properties to investors. In 2022, the market for rental property shares has surged significantly, with more properties financed in July than in the first 3 months combined. While Musk is planning on building his houses on Mars, Mr. Bezos here want to become your landlord. So what is Bezos' ultimate goal? Basically, the newest fintech app, Arrived Homes, aims to remove barriers that stand in the way of individual investors and wealth-building opportunities. At first appearance, Arrived Homes appears to be reducing the entrance price into the housing market. But this will sound like a siren call to millennials and Generation Z, who are already far behind boomers in terms of the property ownership at this point in their lives. But sometimes things aren't what they seem to be. Just one layer of the onion indicates that Arrived Homes may permanently preclude members of Generations Y and Z from becoming homes. If you guys take a look in the United States, supply and demand essentially determine how much housing costs. The cost of housing is constantly one step ahead as millennials pay off college loans and negotiate incomes that appear to be progress on paper. The cost keeps going up a bit faster and is always just out of reach. The growing expense of living, combined with the fact that raises and promotions never seem to catch up, has led to delayed marriage and a sharp decline in birth rates. The millennial generation is currently in its late 20s and early 30s, while Gen Z is approaching maturity. Both factions legitimately desire a piece of the pie. Arrived Homes will be hastening the whole process of turning the American dream into an appreciating investment class. That represents a significant shift from its former significance as a symbol of freedom and independence and a marker of making it. The successful capitalization of higher education as an investment, which gained all of its knowledge from the capitalization of healthcare, is reminiscent of the assetization of the housing market. Through Arrived Homes, investment capital may now enter the hothouse that is the American home market. Without a proportional increase in supply, it raises demand. You don't need a degree in finance to realize that prices will continue to rise exponentially when demand outpaces supply. Was that hard to digest? Well, in short, the logic is simple. Each home that is added to Arrived Homes' portfolio represents one house that changes from being owned to being rented. Got it? Now, what exactly is Jeff Bezos' next move? Wouldn't it be amazing if Jeff Bezos used his extraordinary abilities to benefit communities rather than just board members? This guy has the entire world at his fingertips, therefore accumulating more personal wealth at the expense of others is no longer morally acceptable, based just on ambition. After making his first few $100 billion, it is difficult to believe that his level of living would significantly change. For better or worse, we already know Jeff Bezos is capable of doing everything he sets his mind to. If he creates yet another prosperous firm, who will be impressed? It would be more unexpected if he didn't at this point. Any further victories in this contest are predictable and even uninteresting. Bezos would want to think about defining value and worth more broadly. He might set a goal for himself to look beyond money, property, copyrights, and patents. He should concentrate on creating a model for more aware capitalism, one that is more concerned with win-win scenarios than a win-more mentality. So you might think, can Bezos convince people of the need for a more pristine and fair world? Could he sort out the operational inefficiencies in energy production and consumption? Can he provide the framework necessary for every American to receive high-quality medical care quickly? Let me ask you, how about lowering the price of life-sustaining goods like insulin while yet keeping a respectable profit margin? Huh? He could give that a thought. While some people recognize the threat behind his venture, his supporters think that Bezos is making 2 steps ahead. However, we would conclude that with this upcoming project, Arrived Homes, the answer seems to be not for now. He could be powerless to resist the draw of being the first trillionaire in history. The biggest flaw of the most successful guy in the world nearly seems to be our own egos, which most of us can identify with in one way or another. When he has fully dominated the real estate market, he may still have time to pull out his biggest achievement to date. Yes, the fusion of intelligence and empathy. While millennials and Generation Z assess the harm his enormous success has caused to their lives. Until then, we guess you guys should make a decision 2 steps ahead. Some people might compare this to the Silver Thursday incident. If you didn't get it, we'll explain. This story can provide an explanation for the earlier query. All right. What would happen if Bezos started purchasing every home in the nation? Actually, the market would put a stop to him as soon as it was known that he was making a large number of purchases. And even if the news didn't spread, he would be the one to blame. Every public school should have a reading requirement that includes the tragedy of the Hunt brothers. The Hunt brothers, who were oil and tomato billionaires, chose to make their own money by acquiring the majority of the world's silver. Silver, like its more expensive relative, gold, would become a refuge due to inflation, according to the genius idea of the Hunt brothers. Particularly, Nelson Hunt felt there would be inflationary pressures that would reduce the value of any investments related to or denominated in paper money. Bunker anticipated that the falling real value of the dollar would lead to at least a 10-fold increase in the price of silver. So he and his brother started to accumulate both physical silver and futures contracts. The Hunts chose to take possession of silver instead of terminating contracts with cash settlements, which is standard practice in the commodities market. They then kept this silver in storage and bought more futures with their huge cash reserves. The demand in the billions caused silver to increase to more than $50 per ounce. Once their immediate cash was all used up, the Silverbug siblings continued to take deliveries while borrowing significantly to purchase further silver futures. Notably, $1 billion in silver purchases was sure to affect the market, but the Hunts were able to increase this increase by multiplying this leverage with the family fortune. The Hunts were able to obtain funds at far cheaper rates than other speculators because the Hunt name was regarded as being as good as gold in the lending industry. The price of silver increased as they purchased more of it. As we said before, the price of silver increased from less than $6 to more than $50 per ounce. The price of silver fell on what is known as Silver Thursday because the Hunt brothers were unable to continue purchasing at such a high price. So similarly, we could relate this story with that of Bezos' current motive behind his venture, Arrived Homes. On the other hand, King of E-commerce has joined forces in the space race with Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff. There is stiff opposition. Elon Musk, the inventor and CEO of Tesla, and Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Galactic and already a superstar in the aviation industry, both have space travel aspirations. But keep in mind that Bezos is relocating to a neighborhood close to you, back at Mission Control. In short, Jeff Bezos just can't get enough. Now, what do you guys think about Arrived Homes? Tell me your answers in the comment section. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also hit the bell so you don't miss any video, cause we have a lot more interesting things to come.